All right, boys, so listen. If you've been struggling with lust, temptation, distractions, and just giving in to instant gratification, I'm going to tell you how to stop it all right now by giving you a little story of what's been going on and what I've been through, some experiences that are going to kind of be easy to take a lesson away from. Last year I was living in Las Vegas and it was a very uncomfortable situation. So last year I had went all into high ticket sales, which is the business model I do now. I went all into high ticket sales and quit my 9 to 5. This is around the time when I had stopped living with family and had moved in with a roommate. Splitting this rent between me and my roommate did make it easier for me to survive with no job and then not being sure or certain of if I was even going to make income from this new online business model that I was new into. I had to give all my focus, all my attention, all my energy into high ticket sales and making money online because I didn't know if I was going to make money that day. I didn't know if it was going to work out. I was so freaking uncertain. I did not know. I was just uncertain the whole time. All my attention, all my focus, all my energy was in making sure that shit worked. I had to make sure that shit worked, or else it was no food, or else it was nowhere to sleep. When you're in a situation such as mine, it's easier to gain a sense of clarity of what to do next, because all you can do is make a decision, and whatever decision you make needs to be the right decision. There is no right or wrong decision. There is a decision and you make it the right decision because there's only decisions, especially when you're in a situation such as mine where you don't know if you're going to eat that day. On top of that, you have to make sure that you grind your ass off so you have a place to eat and you have a place to stay. So, obviously it's like welcome to the club, right? Like it's just like growing up, regular shit. But I had just quit my 9 to 5 and I'm going into something completely new, a whole new world. Certainty of having a paycheck is not there. The certainty of being told what to do is not there. The certainty of getting paid on a certain day is not there. Did you make money that day or did you not? Did you do what you were supposed to do or did you not? No in between. So why is it that I was way more focused when my life was way less comfortable? Now, from what I've noticed of what changed so far is now I live in California. So as you can see in my environment, I'm in like this pool house in the community I live. I'm not super rich yet. I don't have my own place yet. I live with family and I'm in a way more comfortable position than I was in Vegas, right? A year ago when I was starting to live by myself and had rent and just relying on myself. Now I'm back in a comfortable state where I don't have to be super scared if I miss bills. I don't have to be super scared if I miss rent because I know I still have a place to stay. But like that doesn't comfort me really, but it is comforting to know that I won't die. Being in a comfortable situation still is a little bit scary because it's easier to give into temptations, it's easier to give into vices, it's easier to give into instant gratification and distractions. It has been easier to do. It's easier to let that creative energy flow into somewhere where it's not supposed to go. It's easy to let it flow into the abyss, flow into nothingness, flow into doom scrolling, flow into corn, flow into lust, when it could flow into something more creative like journaling or walking or painting or something like exercising or creating content. I've started to notice within this bubble of fear, lack of clarity, lack of purpose, lack of fulfillment. And whenever this bubble is focused on too much, it's easy for that energy, that creative energy, to be misdirected. And the problem isn't the distractions. That's not the real problem. Those are symptoms of the problem. The real problem is when you use the distractions to distract yourself from the feeling of feeling unfulfilled, the feeling of being unclear, the feeling of feeling lost or fearful. That's when the distractions are a real problem. I actually wrote in my notebook the fact that whenever I feel unclear, whenever I feel like fearful, it's easier to give into those distractions, easier to give into those temptations. I wrote it down in my notebook, so I'll probably reference it like on the screen to the side or whatever. I realized that sometimes the energy just has no direction. The energy needs a focus to be pinpointed on, like a missile, like a rocket. Living in Vegas taught me that I could not escape the energy. It kind of showed me that the energy that I had, the creative energy, needed to go somewhere. Now, instead of using this energy that I had, this creative energy, to give into fear, I had to direct it somewhere. So things I directed it to was sales calls, training, content. Overall, just figuring shit out. And it wasn't because I was just fearless, it was because I was using the fear. So instead of moving in fear, I was moving through the fear, changing my perspective to use the fear as a motivating factor and almost like alchemizing it. I'm not saying you need to go put yourself in a roach-infested apartment and make some shit work that you've never done before in online business just to become productive, just to become proactive or the best version of yourself. You don't need all that shit to do that. Sure, Going through the fucking trenches will help to prove to yourself that you are that guy and that you can do anything. But there is an easier way to go about things, and that is directing your focus, which as a result will direct that creative energy that you have into something more useful, like walking, journaling, creating content. No, I already said that shit. Consciously redirecting that same energy that would have went into those distractions and instant gratification into something that is a more healthier outlet. So when you start noticing that you're reaching for that same vice, that same temptation, that same distraction, start asking yourself, what am I really feeling right now? What I notice is that whenever I start feeling the urge to give into a temptation, to give into a vice, to give into a distraction, to consume something that's not healthy, I start really getting down to the true core of what I'm feeling in the moment. What am I truly feeling right now? Then I ask myself, where can I put this energy instead? It always ends up being like training my body, or maybe walking, something creative like journaling. I finally come to the realization that I don't need to try to kill the emotion. I don't need to try to kill the feeling or escape the feeling or ignore the feeling. When I realize that I have it and it could go somewhere to an urge of temptation or a distraction or whatever, I'm more so ask myself those questions and then see where else I can put it. See where I can channel it to. What should I focus on that'll give me a better return? Stop trying to ignore it. Maybe stop trying to kill the emotion. Handling my focus, not onto the things like distractions and instant gratification, but as a direct result of channeling my focus, it gave me a better understanding of where to put that creative energy. Because it's blocked whenever I'm unclear or fearful, it's an easy signal and sign for me to regain control of my focus. So that way I can put the focus and attention and awareness onto more positive thoughts, more positive actions with better returns. Before I let you off, I want to offer you some perspective. What if the same energy you have right now, the same burning fire in you right now that could be channeled towards something good or bad, what if that same energy, which I like to call creative energy that needs somewhere to flow, isn't something worth ignoring? Isn't something worth silencing or suppressing? Maybe you need to channel it for creation. Maybe you need to channel it for something better. Maybe you need to alchemize it for a greater purpose. Food for thought. Peace.